popsicles, icicles, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hey everybody, my name's Bargain Ann, and today I'm going to show you how I do my budget. So come along if you want. There's room on the life raft, so hop on board. It's the Titanic. We're sinking. Okay, welcome to my December budget. So today we are going to be doing a budget looking at the month coming up. It's actually the 12th, but I wanted to show you where we are right now because things will be changing in the new year in terms of income and in terms of expenses. So I want to get into all of that for you guys before I start my January budget planning. And so I like to look at my budget like it's a calendar. It's one of those things. Have you seen those videos that are like, how do you imagine a year looks? Like, how does a year look in your brain? Mine's like, how does a budget look in your brain? People do it by the day. People do it by the week. People do it by the paycheck. I'm a monthly girl. And I know every month is a little different because I have bi-weekly stuff, but I like to see it month by month by month by month. So I make these kind of cool. If you're me, they're cool. If you're a normal person, they're not cool, but they're cool to me, little budget calendars. So let's get into it. Okay, homemade. Okay, lovely. So we are going to start with our income for the month. And we're starting with $800 of rent right on the first. So this is money that's paid to me by my partner to kind of pay for his expenses in the house. If you didn't know, I own our home, but my partner lives with me. And then we also just got a basement tenant. So let me add that here. So she's normally going to pay on the 1st, and it'll be $1,450, but this month she moved in on the 4th. So it was prorated to $1,305. So that was our second stream of income. And then I got paid my 9 to 5 wage, which actually we had a bonus. So the first payment was, with the bonus, was $1,783.47, and then the other payday was $1,414.79. So that means our income in total was, and I'm going to do the math on this in my head, just kidding, I have a calculator here. So the income in total was $5,303.26. So not too shabby. And now let's look at our spending. So I always like to start by putting in my mortgage payment. If you didn't know, mortgage means death pledge. So there's that. Fun fact for you there. And I'm actually a mortgage agent, so please buy a mortgage. They're great. You can do a lot of things with them, but they are a pledge to the bank that you're going to be paying forever. So my mortgage is bi-weekly. It's $573.18, and it should be actually going down this week because, next week, because the rates dropped, but sometimes that doesn't show up immediately. But they just cut rates here in Canada by 0.5%, and I am on a variable mortgage, so that will be so sweet when that comes out and hits my account. And those are those expenses, and then I like to take out the money for the money jar, so that's going to be $600. Yeah, that's a pretty color. And these are for the jars. So I'm doing like the money jar thing. So on the 1st and the 15th, I take out $600 and I stuff these jars, and they are like entertainment, groceries, eating out, health, all the kinds of things, transportation, all those things. You can see my other videos on them and how I budget those, because that's kind of like the fun part of budgeting. This is kind of like all these things are just going to be sucked out anyway. So it's less to work with, it's less to maneuver around. There's not really much variableness about it, but I find the jars are where the fun silliness happens. So if you do want to see that, please check that out. And on the 5th, I actually paid the rest of my property tax arrears off. Yay! So I paid $900. Should these be negative? These should look negative, right? Whoops. Sorry, I'm new here. It's my first day. I paid off the rest of my property tax arrears. So we'll make it a nice dark color to show that it was a big payment. That's kind of like how I do this. And I'm really proud of myself. So now that the property tax is gone, we can tackle the line of credit. So you'll see my plan for that after we put in all the info. So hydro, we've got negative 113 this month. So these I put in italics because they're constantly changing. And then we've got, I'll add the gas now that we're looking at. Our bills, our, what do they call it? Utilities. And my partner pays for the internet and stuff. And then my phone and my pet insurance all comes out of my MasterCard. But this month it's actually $0 because I already paid it off in the previous month. I don't like holding a balance on my MasterCard because I feel like that money is better spent just being used, and then I know exactly how much is in my account for debt repayment, but that's just me. You certainly do not have to live that way, but that's just how I like to live. And then in terms of more bills, we've got insurance, we'll say INS for short, which is so deadly. It's 266.19 and it's only going up in the new year. So that's a lot of fun. Again, it's like I consider it like a bill related to the home. It is for my truck and my house, and we are looking to sell the truck as soon as possible. We haven't listed it yet, but as soon as we do, we're going to take that money and then the truck. Actually, this year my truck insurance was higher than my home insurance, so I don't know what that tells you, but now they're both going to be going up in the new year, which is a lot of fun and really cool and like super chill. And then we have the personal line of credit. The minimum payment going out is $60 on the 12th of each month. So that is this like purpley color that I like to do. And as you can see, we're really top heavy on all these payments, and the bottom is way more chill. The last couple weeks of the month are way more chill. Oh, in terms of payments, we also have a bank fee of $17.95. So if I have less than $4,000 in my checking, I have to pay this bank fee of $18 a month. So that comes out on the 28th-ish. I don't know exactly when it's going to come out this month, but that's what we're looking at so far. So if we add up all of that spending, let me do math real quick for you. Okay, so if you add that all up, our expenses are $3,788.13, and that's including the property tax. So we're doing pretty well this month. You will see it is going to be different next month. So I'll tell you some of the changes, but first let's see how much more we can put on this line of credit at the end of the month, other than the $60 minimum. So that's going to be $5,303.26 minus 3788.13. It's going to be 1515.13. Oops. So the goal is to put at least $1,000 towards it. I might keep some extra cash because we're going to have some new expenses starting in January. So the first thing is this $800 that I'm receiving as rent is going to go to my mom as a payment towards a personal loan. She loaned me money because soon after I moved into this house, we found out that the roof was collapsing and we had to reframe the roof, which meant so much work. It took like almost a year was completed and we could move in. And this is such a crazy story. One day I might make a video on it and tell you guys all the gossip. But basically we had to reframe, like not shingle, like reframe the whole roof. So we owe her so much money. I haven't even calculated it yet, but it's tens of thousands of dollars. So because of that, we are going to start paying her on the 2nd of every month this amount of money. We're going to start off at $800, and then once we have a little more income, it's going to gradually increase until it's paid off in, I don't even know how many years. I haven't figured out an amortization yet, but we owe her a lot of money and we want to start putting it back in her pocket in whatever way we can. So that'll be our first payment. And then we also need to put some money towards our income tax because I'm getting this rent money from my tenant and that's going to be taxed. So we're putting $450 away at the end of every month to go towards income tax and kind of like emergency savings. So we're going to throw it in the TFSA, and then if we do have like a pipe burst or the shower needs replacing or a window gets cracked, whatever happens, we have some emergency money, because when you do have a rental, you need some kind of cushion, because if something happens, you have to fix it right then and there. And like I said, my insurance is increasing, but I should also be getting a payday increase. I don't know what it is yet. I should be finding out in the next week, but that would be super duper helpful. And like I said, we're going to try and sell the truck. And now that the property tax is paid off, we're just doing a monthly amount towards that so that we're not in arrears anymore. So I can show you my plan for that when I do my January budget, but for now, this is the December budget. The goal then is to pay off at least $1,000 towards a line of credit. I don't know how much I need to hold in my account. I need to look at what's upcoming in January, but yeah, things are looking up. Lots to consider, lots to be excited about going forward. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm so grateful to have you here. If you listen this far, you get a gold star, and that's for real. That's a real gold star. It's you can have it anywhere you want it. You want to pin on your shirt? Great. You want it in the sky among the other stars? Great, it's there. The limit's only your imagination. So thank you for watching. You get a gold star for sure. And if this was helpful, like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing these videos more often, and it's going to really keep me motivated. We have a lot of debt that we want to pay off this year. We have a lot of goals. Check out my video on my 2025 goals if you want to see what's up with that. But generally, just thanks for coming and wishing you a happy holiday season. Okay, goodbye.